Okay, this is the transaxle out of the Troy-built 13 gear machine. The only damage I have found on this transaxle so far is one broken bolt that goes down in here. Not really a big deal, but we'll have to wait and see if there's any more damage once I open up the case. Setting one of these on a recycling bin, I have found, is the best way to do this. As you can see on each side, it is supported. Also, once you flip it over, get all these bolts off, keep it together, you flip it, you can actually use your gear shifter right here to actually help hold it on to the top of the bin. Unless you have a transmission stand, which probably a lot of people don't. More people probably have recycling bins over transmission stands. So anyways, all the guts will stay in the top once this is flipped over, but all the bolts are in the top. So you gotta undo all the bolts, keep the case together, flip it, and then separate the case. A lot of people do forget this bolt, so luckily mine is broken. So anyways, I've also found with these, keep them in gear. Currently this one's in neutral. I don't know if neutral necessarily matters, but keep them in gear because you don't want to lose the little spring and check ball in there. So once they're opened up, don't be moving your shifter around too much unless you want to be looking for a little tiny ball and spring wherever you're working. So anyways, I'm going to get this opened up and we will see how bad it is. I'm going to try and keep this all in one video. Okay, about 5 minutes later, case is open. All the bolts are sitting right there. And first glance, looks okay. But I'm going to have to get this set of gears right here and this set of gears right here out so I can inspect the input. I think it's the input shaft, the little gear on the bottom of it. And the input shaft comes in right at this gear right here. It, so far, looks okay. Just noticed, this actually has bearings in it on each end. So, this is actually an upgraded transaxle, or it's tougher, probably it's tougher from the factory. I've heard you can put these bearings in these. Pretty much all of these do come with the cutouts for axle bearings, but not a lot of them actually got axle bearings, which is pretty cool. They all pretty much have these seals on each end. They're not really full-on seals, they're just to hold back the grease from squeezing out, I guess. But the axles look okay. The pinion there looks okay. So like I was saying before, do not remove this right here and try not to change your selector right here because it might be a bad day. So mine's set in third or fourth gear at the moment. It's not being changed. So what I'm going to do now is take out this gear here and this gear here. As you can see, they are separate right here. And I was obviously gear right here, but it's tied. This one here is tied to this one here by the chain. I was originally thinking it could have been a broken chain, but it's not. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's the input gear. So I'm not an expert on these. This is really only my fourth or fifth I've actually taken apart to check. My first one I did was a really old school one. It did work. I had to weld up the gears until I broke an axle on it. The second one I did, I think, was my other locker. It was successful. And I've had a few unsuccessful. I've broken the clips in the axles here before trying to get stuck tires off. So I basically took it apart, try and fix it. And I was successful on fixing them as well. So anyways, Like I said, I'm not an expert, but really all you gotta make sure your bronze bushings get put back in the right spots. They do have little clips on the sides where they lock into, basically built into the case on each side of the case. Just make sure everything gets put back where it belongs. Make sure everything spins really good as you're tightening up the bolts. Don't over tighten, don't cross thread, don't just go all the way around. Try and do a little bit of a diagonal. As for torquing, really be your own judge on how tight they should be. See how tight they were when you put them in, or when you took them out, and put them back in the same. So anyways, it's open, no obvious damage. The next video will probably be what is actually wrong with the transaxle. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.